Hi all, today I'm talking about one of the current hot topics which has been in news since one of our wealthiest businessman, Cyrus Mistry, passed away in a car accident. So there are two things which we want to discuss. So what's about Cyrus Mistry and his the religious minority called the Parsis, and finally we'll finish with what is the seat belt in the cars about, and how we can make some changes from here on. So Parsis, as they are called, are a religious minority in India at the moment. So from what all I know and I have read, they actually originate from a place called Persia that is in the current Iranian area. So this is a religion like Buddhism or Jainism or Sikhism. So, and it's got no relation, I am not sure, with Hinduism. So, if you just have to equate with Buddhism, so before Gautama Buddha, when he was born, he was called Siddhartha. Then he attained his knowledge and nirvana at the Gaya in the Bihar area. And then the whole Buddhism came up. So like that, I think they have also got a god, which I'm not sure, but that's all from the area in that place. So the religion by itself, we have to give some statistics. So it was a big religion. It used to be in a big area in the current Iran, but just because of invasion by the Islamists, so they had to all flee from there, and they finally, by the sea route, landed in Gujarat, and particularly they landed in a area called Udwada village in Gujarat, which still exists, and that's one of their very sacred areas, because they had one sacred temple in the previous place, Iran. Their main god is fire. So in this temple in the village in Gujarat, there is this fire that has possibly lasted for more than 1,100 years since they have migrated. So that is the sacred place for them. So just a bit more about this place. Cyrus Mistry was, if I am not wrong, visiting that place along with his two friends, a doctor gynecologist who was driving, his husband who was sat in the front row, and then these two people in the back row who were not wearing their seat belts and had died out of this crash. So Parsis, just to remind you of a few of those big names. So one of those big field marshals who liberated Bangladesh on behalf of India was Sam Manekshaw, a Parsi. A few who are current actors at the moment, we see in Bollywood, Bomman Irani, John Abraham, if I am not wrong, and a couple of more in the Aftab Shivdasani, the once a time hero, and Dadabhai Nauroji, one of the freedom fighters, and then there are loads of businessmen. They are good at making money. I'll tell you what the salient features of that religion is, which says that you have to earn money, but it has to be with a social responsibility. So the list of this big is the Ratan Tata, his predecessor J.R.D. Tata, Cyrus Mistry, who heads the Shapoorji Pallonji. So Shapoorji Pallonji is another surname. Cyrus Mistry himself, Godrej of the Adi Godrej, Nusli Wadia of this, I'm not sure what that is, if I'm not wrong, it's Raymond's. And then the Bajajes as well, if I am not wrong. So these are all the famous names. And the Poonawalla of the vaccine fame of the Serum Institute. So these are all the big names from them. So what I was saying previously is there are only about, if I am not wrong, about 60-70,000 people from this religion, the Zodaism, left in this world. And I think about 50-60,000 of them live in India, and majority of them in Gujarat and Bombay, and just a few hundreds in all the towns like Hyderabad, Bombay, and the rest of the world like Australia, America, and things. So the religion by itself has got some restrictions, like they are very, very strict about whom they marry, and they should marry inside their religion. So that means they are marrying their cousins, and then if they marry outside their religion, they have got some Um, so that's why it's shrinking. Like it was about 2 lakhs in the first census in India, and now the last census showed that they were about 50-60,000. So what made them so rich, or what made them such big businessmen and contribute so much to the Indian economy as well? Like, so they came and settled. They came to Gujarat, and then one of those kings at that time allowed them sort of uh, to set up a village and then be farmers. So they were very hardworking, and they were very adaptable. So they continued until the British came in, and then when the British came in, I don't know, there was a good chemistry in between them. So all this in the first big star hotel, the trading, the share market, and all those buildings, they were all in between the British and the Parsis. So they had very good relations with them business wise as well, and they are very very ethical in all these things. So, and just going back to their religion, there are a couple of things very very good about them, and there are maybe one or two things that we need to know about what is causing all these issues with decrease in their population. So they believe in fire, which they say is the purest form, and that is what their main god is. And again, they have got two things in their religion. One is the god, who sort of is represented by a human face and up to the torso, and then it's got two wings and a lower body. I think one wing, the torso, and the body says good words, good deeds, and then you finally become positive. So this is all positive part of their religion, which is like all positives, no negative, do good, earn a lot of money. And then the second half of it is like they have painted for themselves whatever in other religions we say as a demon. So if you don't do good, this is what is going to happen. Hell is on this side, heaven is on this side, good is on this side, bad in those inside. If you say truth, it is good. If you lie, it's so they've divided very clearly their religion into all this. So, and they are very honest in between themselves, and their religion preaches capitalism straight away, like put money in business, earn your own money, spend it on the community. It is so straightforward. So there is no mincing words about that. Put money, earn money, do some hard work. And their famous the temple is there in that area, and it is called the Fire Temple. I think they have got one more in some Jammu Kashmir area, which I am not sure. And the bit of saddest part is that inter-community marriage, marrying their own cousins. So the population, if you have to, among this 50-60,000, 25 to 30% are above 60, and then about 30-40% are not married. And then it is difficult to find men for women and women for men to get married, and they don't marry outside their religion. So that's one restriction. And the only other fascinating and a bit difficult thing to understand is once a person dies, then they are not cremated because fire is pure. They are not buried because soil is pure for them, or they are not left or thrown into the water because water is pure for them. So there are these areas called the Tower of Silence, or Yazd, they are called in their areas, where it is a high mountain where there is a circle like thingy built. So they take the dead person or the woman's body and just leave it there, which has to be sort of eaten by birds, animals and things. And then when the bones are left, they believe, sun dried by the sun rays, and then it's purified. So that's the way it goes. So actually, if you have to call someone minorities in India, apart from the Hindu majority who have contributed hugely to India in all ways, like they were judges, businessmen, army men, freedom fighters, and contributed so much to the GDP, it is only this minority community. And just coming back to those small things before we finish, in India, we've got this laid down rule, like everybody should wear seat belts, but nobody really wears. And I think there is a small recent trend, like at least the driver and the co-passenger in the front seat wears the belt, but we are never used to wearing the seat belt. So once you have seen this video, go back immediately, check whether the seat belts are working or not. Or whenever you go next to your car, make sure that the seat belts are working in the back seat, and you do wear them whenever at least you are out of the city and you are traveling at speeds more than 30-40 kilometers or 50 kilometers per hour, because that saves you definitely. So front seat belts we are already wearing. Just make sure after Cyrus Mistri's a horrible mishap, the back seats, we should also wear the seat belts. Thank you.